Hey guys, this week it's St. Patrick's Day, so on Dinner with Dad, we're doing a St. Patty's Day special. We're going to be doing a corned beef brisket, and the great thing about this is not only is it delicious, but it's super easy to make. We're going to be doing it in a crock pot, so stay tuned. You're going to need 1 pound of potatoes, 2 pounds of carrots, 1 medium onion, a head of cabbage, some mustard, garlic, and pepper for seasonings, parsley for lip, and 2 cups of beef broth, and the bell of the ball, a 3 to 4 pound brisket. Now you see here, our corned beef brisket is a point cut. In the future, you may want to get a flat cut. It eats better. Now, also you're going to need 1 pound of Guinness or your favorite IPA to go with this. So hopping right into it, we're going to wash all of our vegetables. You see here, I'm just giving our potatoes a quick wash and peeling out any brown spots. Same thing with the carrots. We're just shaving off that outer skin. We're going to let the sweetness of the carrots really come through. Also, very important, you want to wash your meat. It's going to sit in a nitrate solution. You want to wash some of that salt off. And also, guys, wash your meat no matter what. This is the seasoning packet that comes with the corned beef biscuit. We're going to apply that later. Now that your meat's all washed off, we're going to dry it off. We'll tap, tap, tap with the paper towel. And you want to flip it over and have that fat side pointed up. What we're going to do here is we're going to drop that seasoning packet. And I used a little Dijon mustard and about a heavy teaspoon of garlic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to mix that all up. I'm going to spin it around, spin it around, spin it around. And we're just going to slather that right on top of the fat. All right, I'm using the back of the spoon here and I'm just trying to spread it all around and get as much coverage as possible. So now that we have this out and it's all spread apart, let's concentrate on our vegetables. Now we just cleaned these carrots and potatoes, and what we're going to do is we're going to give these larger carrots a quick slice just through so they have a chance to cook. These smaller carrots should be fine because they're going to cook for 6 hours, so I'm just going to leave them alone while splitting up the bigger ones, and most of them are pretty good. Next, we're going to take our potatoes, we're going to split these into quarters. Now you could do halves and they'll cook just fine, but for eating purposes and biting purposes, I find that chopping them into quarters is much, much, much more pleasant when it comes to eating. Now that everything's chopped, we're going to take our brown onion and we're going to split it in half. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to slice it a couple times, real rough chop. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be fine, doesn't have to be pretty. And once that's all cut up, we got all of our veggies ready, and it's time to get everybody in the pool. First things first, we're going to spread down a layer of onion at the very bottom, and then we're going to take our corned beef brisket and we're going to put it in there. Now this one was a little big for the pot, so I had to split it in half, and as you can see, I am really shoving it down in there. Once we have the meat in, we're going to take our potatoes and we're going to layer all those potatoes on one side. Now if you wanted, you could put them right up under. It doesn't hurt it any. This is just the way I like to do it. Then we're going to take our carrots. We're going to stuff all of our carrots in there. Those are looking bright and good. And I also just really love the way they taste in this dish. They bring a real nice bright sweetness. Now that we have everything in, we're going to take our beef broth, and I'm actually using a bone broth that I made, but you can use whatever you want, chicken broth, beef broth. I just happen to have made this and love the flavor, so we're adding our 2 cups of bone broth that I'm using, and then the special ingredient, maybe our favorite ingredient, Guinness or your favorite IPA. I'm using a Lagunitas IPA because it happens to be my favorite beer, and I'm going to drink after this. So we're going to get that beer in there with everybody. Now it's a party, and then we're going to add our cup of water just to make sure that the liquid comes up above the beef. Last things last, we're going to turn to high. We're going to make a timer for 6 hours, and here we go.
5 hours later.
Okay, it's been 5 hours later. Look at how good that is. It's like a sexy sauna. Now that we only have an hour left, we're going to take our cabbage. We're going to split it right down the middle. Now, I'm going to cut out part of the rind, and what that does is I'm going to keep part because it helps it keep its shape. Here you can see I'm just cutting wedges. These are really nice when it comes time to serve this dish, and after you get your wedges done, all you're going to do is pop that top and you're going to just fit them in, you know, the best way you can. As you can see, the liquid rose because that meat gives off so much moisture. And if you can smell this, it smells absolutely amazing. So as I work these wedges of cabbage in, we're just popping up on top, you know, and boom, that's what we're looking for right there. Now that everybody's in the party, I'm gonna sprinkle it with a little pepper because I just like to enhance that flavor a little bit. I like what the pepper does. And we're gonna set our top right on top, and then we're gonna let this cook for an hour.
1 hour later.
All right, we're back. Everything's been marinating in its juices. It smells great in here. It looks great. We're just gonna pop this top off, check the doneness of our cabbage. And that looks pretty damn good to me. So we're just gonna fish these right out of here. And hopefully with any luck, these wedges come out as a whole. Oh, lost a little bit on that one, but that's still okay. We can make that work first. Going in to pick up the second wedge. Losing little bits, but they're looking good. Ooh, that steam will let you know this is hot and delicious, coming right out the crock pot. You know, nice 6-hour cook, was able to go get shit done during the day, come home, and dinner is ready. Nothing like it. It's a real good thing to help parents who got a busy schedule but still want to put something good down. That's a look at our cabbage. It's looking good, and I tell you what, the sweetness of that cabbage when it's braised like that is something else. Now we're gonna reach in, we're grabbing our corned beef, and look at that. I cannot wait to take a bite of this. We're gonna grab our second piece in there, and yeah, buddy, I can smell and taste the sandwiches already. Steam shot. All right, so now that our corned beef's out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of our aluminum foil. We're gonna let this rest, but we don't want it to cool off and dry out. So we're gonna build a little aluminum foil tent. We're gonna let that rest for about 10 minutes, let all those juices settle in there, and don't want it to dry out. Now that it's been the 10 minutes, we're gonna go ahead and cut into this. And if you look, I know it looks tough, but that knife slid right through. And that is something special. I mean, man, now you'll see we want to get rid of some of that fat, and you'll see how easy that fat just slides right off the top. I mean, no problems at all. Now we're gonna cut down into the meat, always against the grain. And you can see this is nice meat. It's moist on the inside, chops up really nice, looks so good. In fact, I have to take a bite. Let me see. That is fork tender. Cut it, don't even need the knife. And I gotta have another piece of that. That is so good. The bay leaf, the coriander, all of it just very, very delicious. And ooh, look at that close up. Got some carrots, and that's what our dinner looks like. Simple but delicious. And even better, the next morning, corned beef hash. This has been Papa Don't Preach. Stay tuned.